Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Aries order. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this production of Total Media Sports here on YouTube. Rick Ash along with Brian Allen, and I'm going to turn mine down just a little. And Brian, windy and cold, but nothing like last night when we got drowned at the Wahama at Southern game. That was a 1-1 tie, and we were in the bottom of the third inning with Brandon Lothermill at the plate and a runner on base. And I was talking to Coach Wickline prior to the ball game, and not sure when or if they would reschedule that, possibly near tournament time to get both teams, prepared for postseason action. So right now, I'll turn over to Brian. He's going to give you the starting lineups batting order for the Southern Tornadoes. They'll be batting first. We're here at Eastern High School.
All right, and I think we're in for a good one tonight. It's going to be Landon Smith, number 8, playing shortstop, leading off for the Tornadoes. Carson Ryder, number 22, in left field. Griffin Thomas, number 34, behind the plate. He will be batting third. Will Smith, number 13, batting cleanup, playing first base. In the 5-hole, it is Brandon Laudermill, number 4. He will be on the mound. Batting 6th will be number 43, Hunter Gerald, playing second base. Batting 7th, number 7, Jake Wickline at third base. In the 8th spot, it is number 11, David Kemple in right field. And in the 9 spot will be number 1, Zach Thomas in center field. And Rick, I think we've got an excellent pitching matchup here tonight. Both teams putting their aces out there. Brandon Laudermill against Brady Rockhold, and it's going to be a fun one.
All right, we'll just stay right here. We're going to have I believe they're going to be playing the national anthem, and they may be syncing that up with the softball field also at the same time. So we'll see if we can get stood up here. And we'll shut our audio off, and we'll be right back with you. All right, we are back and just about ready to go here at Eastern High School. You're watching and listening to a Total Media Sports YouTube production. And get seated down here and we'll be ready to go. For the Eastern Eagles, they'll be starting shortstop will be Ethan Edwards, batting first. Center field, Hunter Needs. Batting third will be the third baseman, Alex Collins. Batting fourth will be the catcher, Caleb Abner. Batting fifth will be the first baseman, Rowan Gilmore. Batting sixth, Aiden Wilhelm, the second baseman. Batting seventh will be the right fielder, Lane Atha. And the eighth spot will be the designated hitter, number 19, Blaze Gilmore. He'll be batting for the pitcher, Brady Rockhold. And batting in the ninth position will be the left fielder, Lance Hensler. So just about ready to go. Collins at third, Edwards at short, Wilhelm at second, Rowan Gilmore at first. Round the outfield, it's Lance Hensler, Hunter Needs, Lane Atha. On the mound tonight, his battery mate Caleb Abner, his number 1, Brady Rockhold. We'll turn it over to Brian Allen. He'll be doing your play-by-play. Brian?
All right, for the Tornadoes here in the top of the first inning, it'll be 1, 2, 3, Landon Smith, Carson Ryder, and Griffin Thomas. And Brady Rockhold. It's going to be a righty versus righty matchup tonight here, Rick. And both of these two teams have played a handful of games, both of them with good records. But, both of these teams have lost a weird conference game, right? So Southern a couple weeks ago dropping a game against Waterford. And then Eastern a handful of nights ago, I think it was maybe late last week, dropped a game against Trimble. And so both of them are kind of, trying to figure out how this conference is going to play out. And they know that this is a big game tonight for both of these teams. So here's our first pitch, strike. Rockhold puts it right over the plate to Landon Smith.
And he is working quickly.
He's ready to go. This one's high, taken for ball 1. And
so officially a 5-0-4 start here from Eastern High School.
Swing and a miss. Now the count 1 and 2. As Rockhold, he's catching. He's on the mound. He's ready to go.
He is really going quickly here tonight.
And this one is taken for strike 3, but the ball gets away.
He is safe.
The play is safe because the throw-through took Rowan Gilmore off the first base bag. So Landon Smith gets to first.
That's a tough throw for Caleb Abner. He had to come all the way to the backstop, pick the ball up.
Yeah.
And then going down the first baseline, Landon Smith was getting there pretty quickly, Brian.
It was actually a nice play by Caleb Abner, as I thought it was going to be easily safe, but he made a good, strong throw from his knees at the backstop. And the bunt attempt is fouled back for strike 1.
That was a high ball out of the strike zone. And Carson Ryder fouls that one way back to the batting cage.
Carson Ryder, left-handed batter. Now with the 0-1 count, Landon Smith leads off of first. And showing bunt again. We'll get the toss over to first base.
Getting your view from the outfield, that's Shelby White out in the center field. Giving you that shot in from center field. That ball is way over the head of Abner.
And Landon Smith's going to take second easily. So back-to-back wild pitches. Or excuse me, not back-to-back, but 2 wild pitches here in the early going. One leading to the base runner, and now...
And the base runner on first base with Landon Smith, that was a strikeout, Brian.
Yes, it was officially a strikeout and then reaching on the wild pitch. And the bunt is down, and boy, it's a beauty right in front of the base. In front of home plate, Landon Smith will head to third. And so the sacrifice.
That was a strange sound there. It's almost sounded like he was hitting like a sponge. It just hit the bat and
it
just
dropped.
Straight
yeah,
down.
It didn't move.
Abner did a nice job of just making sure he got the out at first base.
So Griffin Thomas puts this one in play, and the diving stop. The run will score, but a nice play.
Oh, my goodness. What a play by Ethan Edwards. Going to his left, goes down on one knee at second base, fires a strike over to Rowan Gilmore, and he got him by a half a step. A good call by the base umpire.
But Griffin Thomas with the RBI on the ground out. The Tornadoes lead 1-0. This one fouled away as Will Smith, the cleanup batter for the Tornadoes. Now 2 outs, nobody on. 1 run in for the Tornadoes. Put in play down the third base line, but it's going to go foul.
Alex Collins doing a nice job. All he had to do was touch the baseball, which he did. If he doesn't, it comes back into fair territory. It's a fair baseball, but Alex did a nice job coming in and making sure he got the touch on it.
0-2 the count now to Will Smith. Brandon Laudermill on deck should Smith reach. And Rockhold's going to bounce this one in for ball 1 as Rockhold is a little bit off on the control here in the early going, trying to settle in.
He's really working quickly, Brian. Probably needs to slow down just a little bit.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but the Tornadoes able to put 1 across. As they score 1 run on no hits, nobody left on base. Led to the bottom of the first inning. It is 1-0 Tornadoes. This is a Total Media YouTube production.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we are back. Southern leads at 1-0. Got that. Actually, it was a strikeout. I don't know how it goes in the book, but as a strikeout, but it was an error.
Yes.
On the wild pitch, and he got to first, went to second, and on the bunt, sacrifice bunt, and got to third, scored, and that's 1-0.
Tornadoes just manufacturing a run there. You know, that's. Good baseball. You get the base runner on a crazy situation and then get him to second, move him to third, and the ground out brings him home. Now Brandon Laudermill will take the mound for the Tornadoes with that 1-0 lead, and around the infield it'll be Jake Wickline at third, Landon Smith at short, and at second base we have Hunter Jarrell at second base, Will Smith at first. In the outfield, left to right, Carson Ryder, Zach Thomas, David Kemple. Behind the plate, Griffin Thomas, and the pitcher, Brandon Laudermilt.
And we want to thank Home National Bank for their sponsorship of our broadcast this spring, and also the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 there in Pomeroy. Thank you so much. Cannot do this without you guys, so thank you so much for your sponsorship of high school baseball here on YouTube.
Ethan Edwards leads it off for the Eagles. First pitch on the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 the count to Ethan Edwards. Hunter Needs on deck. Collins in the hole for the Eagles. And this one put into play in the air, caught on the fly by the shortstop Landon Smith. So pop out 6.
I remember back in the day, Brian, when I played, you hit one off the end of the bat like he did with a wooden bat, and it would, we called them bumblebees. It would send some pain from the hands up to the elbows, no doubt.
On a night like this with the cold, it's going to do the same thing as this one's popped up as well. Carson Ryder coming in, he makes the catch as he had to run clear to the third base line. So pop out 7 on the first pitch swinging. So Brandon Laudermill with 3 pitches and 2 outs here.
The wind is actually blowing out to the left, Brian. And before you got here, we had a crosswind, which I thought maybe was going to blow that foul. It did end up going in foul territory. But somebody gets a hold of one to left field, it'll go.
First pitch to Alex Collins, outside corner, off speed for strike 1. And anything hit in the air is going to move around with this breeze the way it is. It's just going to be tough to track in the outfield today. And
but baseball is like golf. This type of temperature with the wind, it could knock it down 30 yards. 90 feet easily.
1-1 the count to Alex Collins.
If you'd have seen my golf shots today, you'd know why.
Ball 2. Is this one just a little high? 2-1 the count. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the first inning. Tornadoes leading 1-0. And here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike.
That one paints the outside corner, knee high.
In the plate tonight.
That's a place to be tonight. You get to wear all that gear, which really gets you hot
in the summer. It gets you hot. But in a day like this, you're saying, hey,
let me catch, Coach.
It gets a little insulation. And here's the first pitch to Abner, and hit right back to the pitcher. Gets by and played by the second baseman. Excuse me, that was the shortstop. Yeah. So that goes 6 unassisted.
Landon Smith.
6 unassisted, and that'll do it. And so in the bottom of the first inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. We'll head to the top of the second. 1-0 Tornadoes. Total Media YouTube production.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Top of the second inning, Southern leading by a score of 1-0, and you are watching and listening to Total Media Sports YouTube here as we do high school baseball here in the Bend area. And we'll be covering Meigs, Eastern, Southern, and Wahama. And White Falcons last night at Southern. Brian, that was going to be a dandy game. It was 1-1 in the third inning before, I don't even think you can call it rain. It was more than rain.
It was sideways rain.
It was,
and we were at the pivotal pitch. It was a 3-2 count to Brandon Laudermill. Two runners on, 2 outs, and we just needed one more pitch, Rick. But it was not meant to be. I'm hoping that they make that game up. I think it'll be a fun one.
That's always a fun game.
Yeah, but
so we'll have the White Falcons when they play Meigs, Eastern and Southern.
All right, here's Brandon Laudermill batting 5th. He'll lead off here in the top of the second. First pitch taken for strike 1. As the umpire behind the plate, big strike zone, a pitcher's umpire, you'd say, as this one's foul, backing out of play, and an 0-2 count. And on a night like this, where it's very cold and windy, and
look at this unique heater behind us.
I saw that. I kind of wish it was over top of us.
I thought it was a bug whacker at first.
This was taken outside.
Mike said it was a heater, but the wind was blowing so hard it was blowing his heat away.
And here's the pitch, swung on and missed for the strikeout. Third strikeout here early for Brady Rockhold, but. On a night like this, I think everybody is happy to have a pitcher's umpire. It should speed the game up a little bit and keep everybody swinging those bats.
Hunter Gerald steps in.
Swings and fouls the first one back. 0-1 the count to Hunter Gerald playing second base. He was behind the plate last night for the Tornadoes. Playing second base tonight. 1 out, nobody on. Here in the top of the second inning. Put into play the third baseman, Alex Collins. He's going to fire over, and the out was recorded. So that one is 5-3 on the ground out. Rowan Gilmore having to work pretty hard at first base so far. He had to stretch on that one, but he made the play, and the out's recorded. Now 2 outs, and Jake Wickline will step in. Wickline for his first at bat.
Jake in the 7th spot wearing number 7. And if he were playing left field, we'd have...
Yeah, that'd be something.
All the 7s.
7-7-7. All right, first pitch taken for a strike. Rockhold pitches high. Evens the count at 1-1. David Kemple on deck should Jake Wickline reach. Taken high, 2-1. Pitch, outside corner, nice little off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Both pitchers have been able to really hit that outside corner with the off-speed. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 again on the outside corner. Backwards K. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 4 overall. Tornadoes lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second here on Total Media YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week,
All right, we're back
live
here at
on
Eastern
Total
High School.
Media Sports
Southern leads at
YouTube.
1-0 as we go into the bottom of the second inning, and the Eagles have coming up.
And for the Eagles, it will be the 5, 6, 7 batters: Rowan Gilmore, Aiden Wilhelm, and Lane Atha.
So that'll be 5, 6, and 7.
Yes. Both teams sending 4 to the plate in the first inning. Tornadoes went down in order in the second. And so let's see what the Eagles can do. Eagles had a hit in the bottom of the first inning. It's a 2-out single by Alex Collins, but he was stranded at first base.
I tell you, Brian, we saw a great play last night at shortstop, and we saw another one here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
2 great plays.
As, yeah, a lot of these area teams, you know, you're going to put one of your better athletes at shortstop. That's pretty standard. And so they make some nice plays. First pitch to Gilmore, taken high, ball 1. Rowan Gilmore. Just seems like he's been playing forever, these seniors. As this one's going to be belted for a base hit between short and third. Leadoff single for Gilmore as he takes a round of first base and heads back.
Well, Southern had their leadoff man on in the first inning.
Yes.
With a strikeout, but it was a wild pitch, and he reached the first, ended up scoring. And now the Eagles here in the bottom of the second, they have their leadoff man on. Nice hard-hit ground ball, Rowan Gilmore into left field.
Aiden Wilhelm, the batter, playing second base tonight. And from the stretch, the bunt.
Hit him in the box. It's a foul ball.
Foul ball. It was a late show by Wilhelm on the bunt, and just put it straight down off of home plate. So now 0-1 the count. And I was saying, Rick, it wouldn't be too bad if this wind would die down a little bit. But,
that's what we were saying all day golfing. If the wind would just stop.
This one's popped up, and it's going to drop in. And so everybody moves as Carson Ryder made a good shot at it in left field. But the wind, I think, kind of knocked that one down a little bit too, Rick.
Yeah, Aiden Wilhelm with just a little blooper into left field. They all count as long as they find real estate out there, which that one did. So Gilmore at second now. Wilhelm at first base. Back-to-back hits leading off here in the bottom of the second for Eastern.
Lane Atha showing bunt. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. 2 on, nobody out.
Long A.
Lane Atha.
Long A.
Lane Atha. Yes, I keep doing that, yes. And he's going to put this one down the third base line.
That's going to be a base hit.
And, yeah, no play. As that was just a perfect bunt. As Jake Wickline was thinking maybe I should cover, he got a little bit of a late break to the ball.
Well, when it got by the pitcher, so it was in between Wickline and the pitcher's mound. But when it got by Laudermelt, it just died there in the grass, and just a perfect bunt base hit by Lane Atha, and the bases are loaded. Back-to-back singles with nobody out here in the second.
Blaze Gilmore, the DH, batting in the 8th spot. Oh,
that one hit him.
Takes that one off the helmet, and the bases are now loaded. And the bases remain loaded as Gilmore crosses the plate.
And that was Blaze Gilmore, his brother,
Rowan,
who took one for the team right there.
Rowan Gilmore with the hit by pitch. He'll head to first base, and the bases will remain loaded.
It was Blaze Gilmore hit by the pitch, and Rowan Gilmore scoring.
Scores,
Rowan
yes.
had the base hit to lead off, ground ball into left.
First pitch to the 9-hitter Lance Hensler taken low for ball 1.
Tied at 1.
Here's the pitch, and this one put into play. Nice play by the Tornadoes as Hunter Jarrell catches the line drive, pitches it over to Will Smith at first base, and a double play recorded. Nobody can move.
That was a hard hit line drive, but right at Hunter Jarrell.
Repeat line
And
out.
Atha was off first base on the crack of the bat.
4-3
Gets doubled off
on the double play. First pitch to Ethan Edwards, taken high. Ethan Edwards with a pop out to the shortstop to begin the bottom of the first inning.
And that was Lance Hensler who hit the ball hard.
Swung on and fouled off.
But right at Gerald.
Yeah, Hensler, I mean, all you can do is hit the ball hard. You can't aim it. And so, yeah, he hit it hard. And Hunter Gerald was ready. Caught the ball, flipped it over to Will Smith. And this one hit to the shortstop. Smith over to Smith. Landon Smith to Will Smith for the 6-3 put out, and that will retire the side. So for the Eagles, they score 1 run off of 3 hits, 2 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning, 1-1 here on Total Media YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School. Top of the 3rd inning, Brian. Seems it's going to be a little bit quicker than last night.
Yes.
Last night we were fighting the sprinkles, and then all of a sudden, oh, that rain.
8-9-1 for the Tornadoes. David Kemple, Zach Thomas, Landon Smith.
Umpire stepping out, stopping Rockhold from pitching. Had not put the ball in play yet.
So David Kemple will get his first at bat of the contest. Rockhold, as this one's popped up. Roman Gilmore in foul territory makes the catch. So pop out 3. And 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Zach Thomas, the batter.
Darren, what's the best thing you get?
Couple lefties in the lineup for the Tornadoes. 2 seniors, Carson Ryder and Zach Thomas. Pitch taken low, ball 1. Landon Smith on deck. Here's the pitch, taken high, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Zach Thomas. Inside, ball 3, and it's a 3-0 count to Zach Thomas. With 1 out here in the top of the 3rd, showing bunt, pulls back, takes the strike, and now 3-1 the count.
I have one of those little buddy heaters I should have brought, but he walked him.
3-1 taken low for the ball.
But I don't think it could have helped any with the wind blowing. As Mike said, it blows the heat away.
It blows the heat away, yeah. All right, so it's a 1-out walk, the first walk of the contest for Brady Rockhold. Landon Smith will step in. He struck out in the first, reached first on the wild pitch, later came around to score, and he takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. 1 on, 1 out. 1-1 the score. Strike 1, count now even at 1-1 to Landon Smith.
It's a crosswind now, Brian.
Swung on and missed for strike 2. Now 1-2 the count. It's changing direction. Yeah, I guess you would say it's the swirling winds.
Well, last night was the biggest change of direction I ever saw. It was raining to right field, then all of a sudden it came right at us, and that's when things got wet.
1-2, and stepping off the mound is Rockhold.
We want to thank those that make this possible, Home National Bank and our Fraternal Order of Eagles.
Swung on and missed for the strikeout. 5th strikeout.
Area 2171 there in Pomeroy.
And stepping in will be Carson Ryder. Carson Ryder without an official at bat as he sacrificed bunted Landon Smith from second to third. Landon Smith headed to second off of a second wild pitch. And so then Carson Ryder sacrificed him to third base, where he later came around to score.
This might be a good time to test the catcher's arm. Maybe with a steal attempt, it does not go.
Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch by Rockhold.
Hey, there's 2 out.
And
It'd be a good time to check to see what kind of arm Abner has, but they elect to allow Ryder to swing away.
1-1 the count. Landon Smith really not a, or excuse me, that says Zach Thomas, not a big lead. So he's looking. Rockhold will fire and popped up third base line, and
okay, they're going to call him out. That was interference by the third base coach.
Oh, okay.
Coach Wickline couldn't get out of the way, and that's a great call there by the home plate umpire.
All right, so the out is recorded. I guess you would record that pop out 5.
Yeah, just fought. Yeah.
Yep, and that'll end the inning. So for the Tornadoes, no hits, no runs, 1 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, still 1-1 here on Total Media YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All righty, welcome back to Eastern High School. You're watching Southern and Eastern here on Total Media's Sports YouTube. And we got a full slate of games for you. This will be the last one for this week. And then we'll start again next week with a couple games each week all the way through, I think, all the way through the 2nd week of May. So lots of high school baseball for you. And it's kind of a unique schedule this year, Brian, because it's all Bend area teams. It's all Meigs County and our Wahama White Falcons. So we'll just call it our Bend area teams. Whenever they play each other, you'll be able to watch it. When we go to Wahama for Meigs and Eastern, that'll be radio only, as Wahama has their own live streaming crew there also. So be 2 radio games, and the rest of them will be on YouTube here.
Okay, so they're saying that Southern will have the same batter start, and who was that? That was Carson Ryder, actually. Okay, so on coaching interference, they're going to say Carson Ryder gets his at bat back.
That's a new one on me.
All right, so here we go for the Eagles. It's Hunter Needs, Alex Collins, Caleb Abner, 2, 3, 4.
It is the rule is though. The man that's called out at least in softball, and a lot of the rules are the same. The man closest to home is the one that's ruled out. But
first 2 pitches.
Baseball rule must be different.
Taken for balls. 2-0 the count to Hunter Needs. This one, a little outside. 3-0. Lefty batter Hunter Needs. He popped out to left field in the bottom of the 1st inning. This one put into foul ground. It's taken for a strike. 3-1 the count to Hunter Needs, leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-1 the score. We've had a lot of base runners, a lot of action on the base paths so far in this one. Taken for strike 2, and the count runs full from 3-0 to 3-2. And Brandon Laudermill ready to go. He will rock and fire. Put in the play, almost like a bunt. Third baseman making the throw, but not in time. Safe is the call. So an infield single as Jake Wickline came strong on the play and made a good throw.
It's almost like a check swing, Brian.
Yes.
And that was very, very close at first base.
A swinging bunt, I guess is how I would call it.
There you go.
And it was very close at first. The base umpire said he just beat it. And so Hunter Need starts off with an infield single. And the batter will be Alex Collins. Collins had a single with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning, later stranded there. Takes the first pitch for ball 1.
Still tied at 1. And Brian, that's the exact same score we had last night.
Yes.
Here in the bomb. So I don't see any rain. There was nothing on the radar.
Nah.
So we don't want deja vu, as Yogi Berra says, all over again.
1-0 pitch. Taken low for ball 2. A 2-0 count to Alex Collins. Caleb Abner on deck. Rowan Gilmore in the hole for the Eagles. And here's a 2-0 pitch right over the plate, taken for the strike. 2-1 now.
We had some pop on that one. Laudermilk brought the heat. That outside edge fastball.
2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. Count runs to 3-1. Everybody out. 1 runner on here for the Eagles. So hitter takes time. Alex Collins steps out. 3-1 to count. Collins ready. Looks like maybe some fluff floating through the air.
Just so it's not rain.
And this one put in the play in right field. And diving attempt. David Kemple can't make the play. He's going to throw it in. And the runner
First had to hold.
Yes.
And was able just to get to second base. But that ball hit in the right field really, really turned Kemple one way, then the other, as the ball really fooled him.
Back-to-back singles. I'm telling you, when the ball is in the air, you don't know where it's going to move around to. It's a tough day for outfielders.
With the spin on the baseball, the wind makes it just a little worse.
Bunt shown. It's in the air. Will Smith makes the catch.
Yeah, Will was coming in on the bunt, and he got right there just in the right place at the right time.
So pop out 3 on the attempted bunt. And now with 1 out, the runners hold at first and second, and Rowan Gilmore will bat. Rowan Gilmore with a single to lead off the second inning. He later came around to score to tie the game at 1, and that's where we remain. Runners on first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Rowan Gilmore. Curveball moved away from the bat. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Sponsor for tonight's game, Home National Bank, Racine, Syracuse, and Middleport, and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Aries, 2171. They're in Pomeroy.
Taken outside, evens the count 1-1.
And we want to thank our sponsors. Can't do what we do here at Total Media without those who support our local youth. Thank you so much. Time is called by Rowan Gilmore.
And really, both players were kind of waiting as Laudermilk was checking the runners. And here's the pitch, taken just high. Count now 2-1 to Rowan Gilmore. Here's a 2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled straight back towards the softball field. And the count even now at 2-2. I've often wondered what would happen if there was action going on in the softball game and then a foul ball came plopping in there.
I have umpired many ball games there when it comes in. Well, what we always did, if the ball got there and we were able to stop play, we did. If things were happening, we just had to leave it go. I had one time I was behind the plate and the foul ball came across the pitcher's plate, or the home plate.
Oh my!
During a pitch.
It's a full count, fouled away as both runners were able to steal on the previous pitch. And a full count here, 3-2, with runners on second and third, as Needs and Collins were both able to steal their respective bases. Full count to Gilmore. Swung on and missed for the strikeout. It's the first strikeout of the game.
Nice breaking pitch there by Brandon Laudermilk.
And that's a big one, leading to 2 outs. Nobody moves, and Aiden Wilhelm will step in. Now 2 outs with runners on second and third. The score tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Aiden Wilhelm singled in the 2nd inning. First pitch taken high, ball 1. Lane Atha on deck. Should Wilhelm reach? Fouled back, evens the count at 1-1. A healthy cut there for Aiden Wilhelm. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Taken low, ball 2, 2-1. Runners on second and third with 2 outs in a tie game. 2-1, popped up, straight up in the air. Landon Smith comes over, and actually the catch was made by Hunter Jarrell. Okay, so both players coming close to contact, so that goes pop out 4, and that will retire the side for the Eagles. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on base, and we'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Score remains tied at 1 here on Total Media YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School. Rick Ash along with Brian Allen as we go into the top of the 4th inning for the Tornadoes. And Brian, who we got coming?
We've got 3, 4, 5 here for the Tornadoes. Griffin Thomas, Will Smith, and Brandon Laudermilk. As Brandon Laudermilk, he's worked through some base runners, through a lot of traffic, only giving up the 1 run. And the Tornadoes have had a couple of base runners, but no hits as of yet. It's the first pitch taken for a ball. Griffin Thomas with an RBI ground out in the 1st inning. This pitch is taken inside, and that is... Oh, that's right. It's Carson Ryder. My mistake. He's getting his at-bat back. We talked about that in the previous frame.
Yes.
Carson Ryder with a 2-0 count, and then Griffin Thomas on deck. I was looking at Carson. I was saying, that is not Griffin Thomas. A slow roller to shortstop, and the play made.
Ethan Edwards over to Rowan Gilmore.
6-3 on the put out, and that was a nice play as Carson Ryder was hustling down the line. And now Griffin Thomas.
There he comes. Your catcher for the Tornadoes tonight.
1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-1 the score. Taken high, ball 1.
Once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Home National Bank and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 there in Pomeroy.
Some bounces in for ball 2. Both pitchers tonight, Rick, just having some control issues. A lot of balls, but on a cold night like this, it's just hard to get loose and get going. As this one's batted to the 2nd baseman, and we're going to get an E4 as Aiden Wilhelm had a couple of shots to pick that one up, but he just could not get the grip on it.
Well, I'm sure the field's still wet, and anything in the grass is going to wet the ball, dampen the ball just a little bit.
So E4, Griffin Thomas on first base with 1 out. First pitch to Will Smith taken for a strike.
Nice breaking ball, which takes something off of it, and a good pitch by Brady.
Swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Will Smith. Will Smith a strikeout victim to end the first inning, as Southern still looking for their first hit of the contest. Swung on and missed on the high pitch. It's a swinging strikeout. That's the 6th strikeout for Brady Rockhold. And now with 2 outs, Griffin Thomas remains at first base, and Brandon Laudermill will bat. Laudermill struck out to lead off the second inning for the Tornadoes. Hunter Jarrell would bat if Laudermill reaches. First pitch taken high, ball 1. Boy, that wind is just whipping.
And it hasn't stopped since when I left for the golf course this morning, about 8 o'clock. It hasn't stopped. It's been 35 mile an hour just about the entire day.
First, second pitch outside, 2-0 the count.
The thing that's surprising about that, Brian, my phone showed 57 degrees, but it feels like 37.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So from fifth,
does not feel like
almost a it was almost a 19-degree drop in temperature.
2-0 pitch. Strike called. 2-1 the count now to Laudermill. Hunter Jarrell on deck for the Tornadoes. Jake Wickline in the hole. Popped up and out of play. Towards the batting cages. And the count now even 2-2. Here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 outs, runner on first base. And a 2-2 count to Laudermill. Brady Rockhold is ready. He fires. Taken outside. Nice looking breaking ball. Laudermill held off on that one, and it runs full. 3-2. Thomas takes off. The swing and a miss. Strikeout is recorded. 7th strikeout for Rockhold, and that will retire the side for the Tornadoes. No runs, no hits, 1 left on base. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Score remains 1-1 here on Total Media YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, and welcome back. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning. And for the Eagles, it will be 7, 8, 9, Lane Atha, Blaze Gilmore, and Lance Hensler at the bat. And Brandon Laudermill remaining on the mound for the Tornadoes. 1-1 to score. And, based off of the score, Rick, you'd say this is a pitcher's duel. But then when you look at the base runners, really, for both teams, the pitchers are not dominating. They're hanging in there. They're working through traffic on the base paths, and they're getting the outs when they need to.
Yep, we've seen some big plays for both teams, and it's still 1-1 as we go into the bottom of the 4th inning. And let's see here, this was a 5:04 start, so just about 45 minutes into the ball game, so it's moving along pretty quickly.
Well, both pitchers are working quickly.
Yep.
We've talked about that with Rockhold, but really Laudermilt's the same way. He's worked quickly as well, and we haven't had a lot of hits, just a handful here and there by the Eagles, none for the Tornadoes. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Lane Atha for strike 1.
I'm looking forward to a bowl of chili and a peanut butter sandwich when I get home. So that's what I'm having.
That's a good call. Oh, taken outside, evens the count at 1-1. I'm thinking McClure's grilled cheese sandwich.
That sounds good.
It's very good. And fouled back for strike 2.
Once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Home National Bank, with offices in Racine, Syracuse, and Millport, and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 in Pomeroy.
Put into play. This is going to drop in for a base hit, as Carson Ryder will cut that one off and get it back in the infield. And the Eagles, again, with the leadoff batter. This is 3 straight innings they've had the leadoff batter on first base with a single all 3 times, in fact.
And Blaze, walk-up music. The Mamas and the Papas.
The Mamas and the Papas. There you go.
On a winter's day.
Feels like a
It feels
winter's
like
day.
They're California dreaming.
Blaze Gilmore reached by a hit by pitch. First pitch low and outside for ball 1. So again, no official at bat for Blaze Gilmore. Runner on first, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swung on and missed. Both pitchers really working well with the off speed tonight, Rick. It's a swing and a miss there by Blaze Gilmore. Evens the count now 1-1. And this one put in play. First baseman Will Smith over to Laudermilt covering, and he out-recorded. Lane Atha heads to second. That's as good as a bunt, I guess you would say.
That's a play that they made look easy, Brian, but it's something you have to work on in your February practices. Is pitcher covering first base, and they did it perfectly right there.
So that goes 3-1 on the putout. Atha heads to second, and now with 1 out, Lance Hensler will bat. As Hensler hit that hard line drive to Hunter Jarrell for the double play in the 2nd inning, takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count to the 9-hitter, Lance Hensler. Next pitch low, ball 2, 2-0. It's really a testament to this Eagle lineup, Rick. When you look, you say, Lance Hensler, you know he's a good solid hitter, and he's your 9-hole hitter. That leads to a tough lineup as the count now runs to 3-0. And with first base open, see what Laudermill elects to do here. And that one's low, and it's a 4-pitch walk, and that is the first walk of the game for Brandon Laudermilt. So Atha remains at second, Hensler now at first, and Ethan Edwards, the batter, he is 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out, both to the shortstop Landon Smith. This pitch taken low for ball 1. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. And this one, another hot shot to the second baseman. Play at second base. Okay, so 4-6 on the put out. Yep, couldn't get the double play, as it looked like Smith knew he just couldn't make the play. So 4-6 on the put out. Atha heads to third. Hensler chopped down at second, and Edwards will stay at first.
Hunter Needs at the plate. He's a lefty.
First and third now with 2 outs. Hunter Needs is 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base. And fouled off, and a nice barehanded stop over there.
Wow.
That was Ryan Laudermilt making the play.
Well, he's got to be tough to barehand that one in this cold weather.
Yeah, he did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Runner goes again.
Runner goes, and they're going to let him take second as the count now even at 1-1 to Hunter Needs. Of course,
Ethan Edwards with a steal.
Ryan Laudermilt, the older brother of the pitcher Brandon Laudermilt. Pitch taken high, now 2-1 the count to Hunter Needs. Alex Collins on deck should Needs reach.
2 out.
Now 3-1. Pitch taken low. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. 3-1 the count to Hunter Needs. And taken high, it's another walk. 2 walks in the inning. And the bases are now loaded. It's Ethan Edwards on second base with the stolen base. Lane Atha on third. And Hunter Needs standing off of first base. And the batter, the 3-hole hitter, Alex Collins, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a stolen base. And this pitch taken high for ball 1. No place to put him here.
I think Alex is the only player tonight with multiple hits, I believe.
I believe you are correct, sir. And this one's over the plate, evens the count at 1-1. As Laudermilk went with the fastball. And this one belted to the gap on his horse, Carson Ryder. And off the glove, he couldn't make the play as Ryder did a nice job of tracking that one down, but just could not squeeze it. And for the Tornadoes, it will be 3 runs across the plate as Lane Atha makes it 2-1.
It was a great effort out there by Carson with the wind blowing. It's a crosswind, and you can see how dejected he is. He felt that probably had a great chance to catch that one, but did not, and now it's 4-1.
And I'm not sure, how do we score that, Rick?
That would go as an E7.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just wanted to get your confirmation on that. As the first pitch to Caleb Abner is fouled off.
Now, that may not have been what Eastern ruled it, but
right.
He had a lot of glove on it.
3-run score. Eastern now leading 4-1 as that was a bases clearing hard shot. Put into play. Wickline charges, goes under the glove.
And Brian, if you wanted to rule that as a double, I don't think anyone would argue with you either. With the wind blowing and how hard the ball was hit and how far Carson Ryder had to go, probably would give him a double on that after I think about it a little bit.
However you want to score it, if you call it a double, it would be a 3 RBI double for Collins.
I think you just don't know.
And this one belted to right field. This is going to drop in. It's going to be another run as Alex Collins will cross the plate to make it 5-1.
And Rowan Gilmore with his second hit, I believe, of the ball game.
Yes, Rowan Gilmore 2 for 3 with 2 singles, and he gets the RBI.
I think when you judge things, I've heard this before on scoring. If you feel it would have been a tremendous play, if the play was made, then you go ahead and rule it a double in this case.
Aiden Wilhelm, the 9th batter of the inning for the Eagles. First pitch taken high, and Gilmore's going to steal second base. 1-0 the count to Wilhelm. Fouled, and I believe this will be out of play. Evens the count at 1-1. So 4 runs across here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Eagles. They lead 5-1. Still 2 outs, runners on second, or just a single runner on second base. Again, fouled up and out of play, and the count at 1-2. For Aiden Wilhelm. Wilhelm is 1 for 2. A single in the 2nd inning, a pop out in the 3rd inning.
Brian, I don't think I've been to a baseball game where I've seen more blankets if you just turn to your left and look on the hill.
And this is over Hunter Gerald's head. It's going to be a base hit. Gilmore is coming. And the throw, not in time. Gilmore comes around to score. And that makes it 7-1.
Coach Wickline's going to come out and talk with Brandon Laudermilk. 7-1 now here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 out. And they had a chance to get out of the inning, I believe.
Yes,
with
they had 2 chances
whatever
to get
that
out
was,
of the
whatever
inning.
that was ruled in left field.
Right, we had the left field play, and then Jake Wickline with the error at third base immediately after.
Okay, we got.
Okay.
So, Coach Stewart wondering about baseballs, I think, where they're disappearing to.
Okay, so Aiden Wilhelm with the RBI single over the head of Hunter Jarrell. And the inning continues as Lane Atha gets his second crack at it here in the inning. And Atha with 2 singles in the game. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored. In fact, he singled to lead off this inning and came around to score.
And they've run out of baseballs or something. I think they got a couple more in now.
There we go. Got a few more. I think we're good. So the meeting at the mound is over. Laudermilk remains on the rubber. 7-1 now in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Of course, as always, Brian, in any high school game, it's important to get the foul balls back. And I think that's what Coach Stewart was upset about. I heard him say we weren't giving souvenirs away.
Step off and a look over to first base.
He didn't throw, so they was wondering about a balk, and there was no balk called. So I think he's going to go out and talk with his base umpire whether he was on the plate or not. He would have to be on the pitcher's plate, I believe. And was he straddling it, or was he actually on it? We're going to find out. Yep, it's a balk.
They are going to send.
Here comes Coach Wickline now. Here comes Coach Wickline.
They're going to send Wilhelm to second base.
Okay, Coach Wickline says if you didn't see it and he didn't see it, then how can you change the call? He's got a valid point.
Well, that's true. That's one of those ones where you would say, well, maybe the coach influenced the call.
I don't think that the home plate umpire could tell whether he was on the rubber or not. If he's not on the rubber, you can feint that throw.
All right.
Base umpire evidently.
First pitch is a strike to Atha.
I don't know the mechanics in baseball. It may be the home plate umpire's call and the field umpire just didn't make the call.
This one, a high fly ball to left field in foul territory, and no catch made. It drops foul. So the count is 0-2 now to Atha.
Carson Ryder had to go a long ways for that one also.
That's another one where the wind just, you could see it curving. It was tailing away towards the building out there. And so now 0-2 the count to Lane Atha. 6 runs across here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Eagles. They lead 7-1.
And this has been a long bottom of the 4th.
Fouled, and this one's going to stay in. Griffin Thomas tracks it and makes the catch. So that goes pop out 2, and that will retire the side. So for the Eagles, they score 6 runs. And gosh, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 hits, 1 left on base. And we head to the top of the 5th inning, 7-1, Eagles over Tornadoes here on Total Media YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we are in the top of the 5th inning for the Tornadoes. It'll be 6, 7, 8. Hunter Gerald, Jake Wickline, David Kemple, Zach Thomas, should somebody reach. This one put into play. Alex Collins, a nice play at third. Good strong throw, and the out is recorded.
It's a very hard hit ball right at him. Sometimes those are the most difficult because you're looking at all those hops. But a nice play by Alex Collins. Fires a strike over to over to Rowan Gilmore.
5-3 on the put out, and Jake Wickline will step in. Southern still looking for their first hit of the game, Rick, as they have had a base runner reach off of a strikeout wild pitch. They've had a base runner reach on a walk, and they've had a base runner reach on an error. So those are the three runners for the Tornadoes, all reaching.
And got one of them in.
And we're able to score in the first inning, yes. Second pitch taken high for ball 2, 2-0 the count, as Southern held that 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second inning. The Eagles tied it up and scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning to take the lead. And this pitch taken low, and it is a 5-pitch walk.
So there's your 4th base runner of the ball game for Southern.
Second walk of the game for Brady Rockhold.
David Kemple up, right fielder.
David Kemple 0 for 1. Popping out in foul ground to Rowan Gilmore at first base. Put in the play. Collins charges. Gets the throw and off the base. It's not going to work. And so, I don't know. I would call that a base hit personally. I think it would have taken a really great play to make
whatever you want to call it.
To make the out there, as Kemple has a little bit of speed.
I'm sure in some ball games
that's one of
the
those,
books don't match.
Do we call an error there? If it's a hit, that would be Southern's first hit. So
yeah, I felt it was a throwing error, but
okay. Well, I'll defer. I'll defer to you, Rick. So that would be E5. So Kemple on first.
Well, I would
on
think
second.
with Rockhold
with the no hitter.
With the no hitter going,
yeah.
Eastern's home book would be the official book, I guess.
Yes.
You know what they're going to.
Right.
They could go either way, but.
Zach Thomas takes the first 2 pitches outside. And strike called.
Nice pitch on the inside part of the plate.
2-1.
Puck really popping the mid of Abner.
Throw over to first.
And that was close.
That was very close. Kemple got back just in time. 2-1 to count to Zach Thomas. 1 out, 2 runners on here in the top of the 5th inning. Taken outside, now 3-1. As Rockhold trying to work through some more base runners as this one's fouled back and the count runs full. Zach Thomas reached in the 3rd inning via walk and was later stranded at first base. Belted towards the 3rd base line. It's going to go foul. And it did hit a mud puddle, one of the Eastern players, right in the water. And I saw some water kick up. There was a puddle over there.
That last view via our outfield camera run by Shelby White.
3-2. The count remains full to Zach Thomas. 2 runners on, 1 out. Eagles leading 7-1 here in the top of the 5th. And, oh, my, they had both base runners leaning a little bit there as Rockhold stepped off. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for the strikeout, and that will end the threat. 8th strikeout of the game for Rockhold for the Tornadoes. No runs, no hits, 2 left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning.
No, we don't.
Oh, shoot.
You got 1 more out to go there, bud.
Oh, that's 2 outs. My mistake. Well, why didn't you cut me off? All right, so the strikeout recorded. We go back to the top of the order here. Landon Smith Landon Smith is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and reaching via the wild pitch to lead off the contest. He later came around to score. I was ready to get us on out of this frame. Pitch taken high.
That's all right.
1-1 the count. You know.
It's cold.
These things happen.
And windy. It affects your mind. I know it does mine.
Taken high again, 2-1. Well, I don't need a lot going on to have those kinds of things happen.
Abner's throw down to Gilmore at first is not in time.
2-1 the count to Landon Smith. Runners on first and second, and no throw made as Rockhold stepped off, took a look over to first base. And there's a pitch swung on and missed, evens the count at 2-2. 2-2 with 2 outs. Taken high, and the count yet again runs full. I know what I was thinking. I was looking at the E5, and for whatever reason, I was thinking 5-3 on a put out. That was my mind processing there, Rick. I'll blame it on that. All right, full count to Landon Smith. Swung on and missed for the strikeout, and back-to-back Ks in the threat, this time for real. 9th strikeout of the game for Brady Rockhold, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Score remains 7-1, Eagles leading here on Total Media YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning with the Eastern leading by a score of 7-1. You're listening and watching this Total Media Sports YouTube production here from Eastern High School in the wind and the cold. Rick Ash along with Brian Allen and crew Wyatt and Dylan and Shelby here with us also.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Rick, and it'll be 8-9-1 for the Eagles. Blaze Gilmore, Lance Hensler, Ethan Edwards. And I'll tell you what, you look at this Eastern lineup, Rick, this is going to be one of the strongest lineups in the area this year. I mean, I just can't get over that. Lance Hensler as your 9-hole hitter, and I believe he's a senior this year.
Well, there's lots of names on the Eastern lineup that we've seen for a few years now.
There are no weak links in this Eastern lineup. And we saw that in that 4th inning as Eastern batted around, sent 10 batters to the plate. And here we go with Blaze Gilmore. First pitch from Laudermill is taken over the plate for strike 1. We are in the 5th inning.
Curveball for a
Second
strike.
pitch right there, strike 2. 0-2 the count to Blaze Gilmore. Eastern would have to plate 4 runs in this inning to end the contest. Gilmore puts it in play. Wickline has it bounced. Can he make the play? No, not in time, as he did make a strong throw. But that goes E5. And Blaze Gilmore reaches via error. And now Lance Hensler will bat. Lance Hensler is 0 for 1 with a walk. As Blaze Gilmore leads off of first. Bunt shown. Pitch taken low for ball 1.
Nice pickup there by Griffin Thomas.
Next would be the top of the order for the Eagles with Ethan Edwards. 1 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ball outside, 2-0 to Hensler. And here's the 2-0 pitch. Belted foul down the third base line. A little out in front of it. Home plate umpire giving a little light ribbing to the Eastern dugout there, saying, get somebody on that on the foul ball. Swing and a miss, and the count now 2-2 to Lance Hensler. And, we saw a lot of Eastern baseball last year. They made the long tournament run, and we ended up out at Lancaster. And so looking for that yet again. As this one put into play, it's going to bounce, and a chance for a double play, but little pop-up that bounced in front of Hunter Jarrell. And so that goes 4-6 on the put-out as Blaze Gilmore is taken down. And Lance Hensler remains at first base on the fielder's choice. And we go back to the top of the order, Ethan Edwards. And Ethan Edwards is, well, let's see, he is 0 for 3.
Here's a stat for you, Brian. At 51 degrees is our Reedsville temperature. Feels like 37.
Yep, I believe it.
And I will agree with that.
14-degree wind chill factor, I guess you would say, right?
Yep.
First pitch to Ethan Edwards, taken low for ball 1.
Do have sunshine coming for Wednesday and Thursday. High of 55 and 64.
This pitch taken for a strike just in time for our coverage games of the week to be over.
Yeah.
That's the way life works sometimes. 1-1 the count with 1 out and 1 runner on. And the runner takes off. This put into play, and this is going to end up as an infield single.
Well, Hunter Jarrell going to second base to cover, and the ball went right into that area he vacated.
So infield single for Ethan Edwards. Hensler stays at second base. So now 2 on with 1 out, and the batter Hunter Needs. Hunter Needs with a single, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. First pitch taken for ball 1 to Hunter Needs.
70 is going to be a high, or Friday high at 78, Brian.
Strike taken, and yes, sir, as the weekend comes in, it's going to be beautiful, beautiful weather. It looks like a little bit of rain mixed in, but temperature-wise, very nice. Swung on and fouled away. 1-2 now the count to Hunter Needs, excuse me. With Ethan Edwards leading off of first base, Lance Hensler off of second, and Hensler heads to third.
There's another. Did he step off?
Well, I don't know. The base runner headed to third, and Hensler steals the base. Edwards remains at first. And here's the pitch, fouled out of play. So the count remains 1-2 to Hunter Needs.
The point being, he would have to step off. Because
to
that's
make the
actually
throw,
it's an unoccupied base.
Right.
So he would have to step off
Yeah.
to make the throw. I'm not sure that's what happened, but
and Ethan Edwards ends up stealing second.
yeah, the difference would have
base.
been is that it would have been called a ball. He was already getting third, but when we now have him here at second, so
2-2 to Hunter Needs.
No
Swung
harm,
on
no
and
foul.
Missed. Strikeout.
Alex Collins to the plate.
Second strikeout of the contest for Brandon Laudermill, and now Alex Collins with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Alex Collins is, well, depending on how you look at it, he's either 3 for 3 or 2 for 3. He had the hard shot to left field that was open to interpretation.
Yep.
Takes the first pitch low for ball 1.
I would say that he was awarded a hit from the Eastern home scorebook, I would think. It would have been a tremendous play by Carson out there in the left field.
Count even at 1-1 on the foul ball. 7-1 Eastern leading here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And here's the pitch. Taken for strike 2, excuse me. 1-2 the count to Alex Collins. Caleb Abner on deck. Should Collins reach? 2 on, 2 outs. Swung on and missed. Dropped, but the throw to first is in time. So another strikeout, the third strikeout of the game for Brandon Laudermill. That ends the threat. For the Eagles, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left on base. And we head to the top of the 6th inning. Score remains 7-1 Eagles here on Total Media YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices.
Top of the 6th inning. Carson Ryder is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. And he will try to get a rally going here for the Tornadoes as they have 2 more cracks at it.
It's good to see that 6 on the board out there. 6th inning.
6th inning. We're getting there. We're going to make it, Rick. Brady Rockhold remains on the mound. We've only seen 2 pitchers in this contest.
Hour and 17 minutes hold right now.
Both starters still in. Rockhold's going to make the play. Flips it over to Rowan Gilmore. And the out recorded. Carson Ryder grounds out 1-3. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Griffin Thomas will step in. Thomas is 0 for 2 with an RBI ground out in the 1st inning, and reaching via error in the 4th inning. Belted towards deep center field. And a nice running catch by Hunter Needs. He makes the play. So fly out 8. And I'll tell you, that was a nice play, as I thought that one had a chance. And Hunter Needs was maybe 3 or 4 steps away from the wall in dead center field as Griffin Thomas took that one for a nice ride.
Yeah, got a great jump on that one.
Will Smith will bat. Will Smith 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and takes the first pitch for ball 1. Swung on and fouled back. Evens the count at 1-1. One and one with 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 6th. Swung on and fouled again. 1-2 now to Will Smith. Brady Rockhold just really cruising here the last several innings. We got 1-2. Is getting a little confusion here. 1-2. All right, that's the scoreboard that has. I think it's correct, the scoreboard. All right, here we go. 1-2, the count to Will Smith, and the pitch. Swung on and missed for the strikeout. 10 strikeouts now for Brady Rockhold. And that will retire the side in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Score remains 7-1. Eagles over Tornadoes here on Total Media YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Oh, I tell you, we're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Rick, I know it's chilly. We're all feeling it, but I just got to tell you, I've been some track meets when I was coaching track over at Wahama, and I'll tell you, them early season track meets can be really
well. You and I
cold.
both have done a lot of high school baseball over the years.
Yes,
and this is just typical.
Yeah,
I thought maybe by starting the 2nd week of April instead of the last week of March. We did have a game in March,
it's, you never know in April. It can be very nice and warm and temperate, or it can be like this, just frigid and windy. But he had all those years as a softball umpire as well, and so we've had a lot of spring sports under our belts over the years. But,
David Kemple on the mound, number 11.
All right, so we do have the pitching change. Kemple was in right field, and I'm looking that way. Okay, Laudermill is at shortstop. So Landon Smith, yes, he's out in right field. Landon Smith moves from shortstop to right field. Laudermill from the mound to shortstop, and Kemple from right field to the pitcher's mound, okay? And for the Eagles, it will be 4, 5, 6 batting. Caleb Abner, Rowan Gilmore, and Aiden Wilhelm.
And I believe we saw David last night.
He was on the mound actually when the rain started. He was the last pitcher in the contest. First pitch to Abner taken outside for ball 1. And this one put into play, and it's going to pop in over Hunter Gerald's head for a single. And Eastern has just had a number of those tonight, Rick, where they put the ball right where it needed to go.
Well, you get the bat on the ball, and good things can happen.
Yep, so leadoff batter on for the Eagles. And it'll be Rowan Gilmore, who is 2 for 3. 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI, and a stolen base. As we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Score remaining 7-1.
And we're down to 6 outs to go.
And the Eagles could, if they were to score 4 runs in this inning, would end the contest at that point. And Rowan Gilmore ready to go. David Kemple from the stretch. And this one taken low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Gilmore. And the 1-0 pitch. Ball just a hair high. 2-0 the count to Gilmore. Throw over to first base, not in time.
Brian, just thinking, looking at the field here in the facility, and last night at Star Mill Park and at Meigs High School, our county schools really have done a great job providing really good baseball fields for our players.
Yeah, you would have to say, really. I mean, all the facilities in the county schools, the football fields are all really nice. The basketball courts, you name it. Nice facilities all around. And this one belted to left field. It's a single. And Gilmore.
Is that his 3rd hit?
3 singles, yes. So a nice productive evening for Rowan Gilmore. So he heads to first base, Abner to second. 2 on, nobody out.
And I saw where in the previous game that Rowan had a dinger, home run.
Aiden Wilhelm is 2 for 3 with an RBI, 2 singles. Runners on first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Eagles looking to finish this one off. First pitch bounces in, gets by. And nobody is going to move. As Griffin Thomas with a strong throw to Wickline at third base. Ball on the pitch. 1-0 the count to Aiden Wilhelm. Ball outside, 2-0. And this is a hot shot, and Will Smith couldn't quite get it.
And that will goes in there.
Yep, that would be E3. And Wilhelm stands on first. Gilmore goes to second. Abner to third. Now the base is loaded with nobody out, and Lane Atha, the batter, Atha batted 2 times in the last inning. He is 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles and a run scored. Now batting with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Dalton King running at second base.
Oh, okay. Dalton King, I assume he's going to come into the game in the top of the frame at second base. Not a courtesy runner, I guess is what I'm trying to
that's
say.
be a pitcher or catcher.
Yeah. And here's the pitch taken for a ball. Lane Atha looking for a big base hit here to bring some more runs in for the Eagles, who lead 7-1 in the bottom of the 6th. He swings and fouls it back. Evens the count at 1-1.
I think sometime tomorrow I'm going to make a trip to the Long John store.
Well, we have games. We have Monday and Tuesday next week as well, Rick. You never know what the weather's going to be like. So, might be a good idea. Strike over the plate. Now the count 1-2 to Lane Atha. And here's the 1-2 pitch. And belted past the second baseman. This is going to lead to a few more runs for the Eagles. 2 will score.
Whoa.
As Abner comes across to make it 8-1. Rowan Gilmore scores to make it 9-1. Dalton King stays at second base. And Lane Atha stands on first after a hard hit 2 RBI single. And now Blaze Gilmore will bat. Gilmore is 0 for 2. Reaching with an error and a hit by pitch.
He's got my favorite walk-up song, the Mamas and Papas, California Dreamin'.
Tell you what, right now, that would be nice.
Under cloudy skies.
Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count to Gilmore. 2 runners on, nobody out. That would represent the game-ending run at first base. Foul ball. Count remains 0-2 to Blaze Gilmore. Lance Hensler on deck, and then it would be the top of the order for the Eagles. Just move over here. Here we go. And the pitch from David Kemple swung on and missed for the strikeout.
I started to take a drink of my beverage here, and it's frozen.
Oh, come on now.
I can't drink it.
Now that's a little bit of hyperbole, Rick. Although I appreciate the sentiment. That wind is really picking up. First strikeout of the game for David Kemple, 4th strikeout of the game for Southern pitching. And Lance Hensler now the batter. Hensler is 0 for 2 with a walk.
I don't see those little tents tonight. The end of those little
First pitch taken for a ball.
those little 2-man tents that you zip
Pop-up
yourself
tents.
into. Yeah.
Right. I haven't seen any of those in baseball so far this year. Taken low now, 2-0 the count to Hensler.
I believe we could call a game for one of those.
Now you're thinking.
Put that little buddy in there.
Strike called, 2-1 the count. I'll tell you what, you math guys come up with some good ideas. Taken high, now 3-1 the count. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Eastern with 2 runs in, looking for 2 more to put a capper on this one. And here's a pitch, it's belted. That's another base hit. That's going to score 1 run. And the throw to third.
Got him.
And the out is recorded. So let's see, we got a single RBI, 1 RBI on the base hit. Hensler actually makes it to second on the rundown as Dalton King comes around to score to make the score 10-1. Lane Atha is thrown out at third. And now Lance Hensler represents the game-ending run at second base. Ethan Edwards takes the first pitch for a ball. Ethan Edwards is 1 for 4 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. Taken low, now 2-0. Hunter Needs on deck. 2-0 pitch to Edwards. Belted, and that's a base hit, and this might do it, Rick.
And it will.
And that will do it. So it's a single to end the game as the winning run scored by, the game-ending run scored by Lance Hensler to make it 11-1. And that will do it as Ethan Edwards with the RBI single. And I'll tell you what, the Eagles got that offense going and did not look back. The Tornadoes took a quick 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Eagles knotted it up in the bottom of the second and took off from there, and they finish it up 11-1. And really quickly here.
Got your hitters?
If I can tabulate, yeah. So for the Tornadoes, Landon Smith ends up reaching with a wild pitch and comes around to score the lone run for the Tornadoes. Carson Ryder with a sacrifice bunt leading to that run. Griffin Thomas with the RBI on that play. Jake Wickline reached with a walk. Zach Thomas reached with a walk. And again, depending on interpretations, the Tornadoes did not record a hit.
Yeah, so that's a great
contest.
pitching effort for Brady Rockhold on the no-hitter, as we have it, and I'm sure that's what the Eagle scorebook has also.
And for the Eagles, Ethan Edwards goes 2 for 5 with 2 singles, a run scored, a stolen base, and an RBI. Hunter Needs goes 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and a run scored. Alex Collins is 2 for 4, 2 singles, a stolen base, a run scored. Caleb Abner is 1 for 4 with a run score, 2 runs scored, and a single. Rowan Gilmore is 3 for 4 with 3 singles, 3 runs scored, an RBI, and a stolen base. Aiden Wilhelm is 2 for 4, 2 singles, a run scored, and an RBI. Lane Atha goes 3 for 4, 3 singles, a run scored, 2 RBI. Blaze Gilmore went 0 for 3, but reached with a hit by pitch. And Lance Hensler goes 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, and reached with a walk. And so that's going to do it, 11-1. The Eagles come away with the big victory. A good league win for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's your final score, 11-1, Eastern over Southern. And we would like to thank our sponsors once again, Home National Bank and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 there in Pomeroy. Thank you so much for sponsoring high school baseball here on Total Media Sports YouTube. So that'll do it for our broadcast. For Shelby and Wyatt and Dylan, Brian Allen, I'm Rick Ash. God bless you and have a great tomorrow.
Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.